Yeah, this is like Monday. I just wanted to show you, again, for people that are interested. I shot the other videos really fast, really sloppy. But anyway, the problem was that I'm going to try to explain is that when this door was set, they set the sill too low. So when you try to open the door, it would hit the mat and either push the mat right out of the way or rip the threshold sweep material. So here it is done. And the other thing I want to explain for people, I just was looking at videos to see if anybody was showing how to do it right. The way you set a door is, let me try to explain this. So you take the door jamb, you set it in the hole, then you shoot 2 nails here, 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 shoot 2 nails here, here, here. That holds the jamb in place so it can move around. Then you take the door, you set it in the opening, then you look at the gaps, and since the nails are in there, you can pry the jamb left or right, up or down, in or out, and it doesn't fall to pieces. So you're a set of doors, I know what I'm talking about. That's how you do it. Then when it's all set, before you put this trim on here, or casing, what we called it, you shim it. Then you put more nails in to the shims to hold the shims. That is very important. I can't find one video showing how to do it right. So I just thought I'd add that in there. So this door looks perfect now. On the outside, well, then we have this. Oh, the way you adjust these adjusters, by the way, you put your adjuster in, that screw right there will set the pressure. See that screw right there? It'll set the pressure of how hard this door closes. See, it just closed perfectly. So I put a new sweep on the outside. Again, this is at the beginning. And screwed this piece. This particular screen door comes with these pieces. So it's done. I'm old. It was a backbreaker. And there's one other door that I fixed while I was at it. I'll walk over to that one. It's kind of dark in here. Let me turn the light on. This door would whistle when the air was blowing, or when it gets windy. You'd hear it. It was leaking, but the door was not cut straight. I could not. Anyway, the long story short, this door I just took off and cut the door, put a new door sweep. That way there's plenty of room to adjust it. If all that makes sense. This one, the jamb was up. This one, the threshold is up high enough. Sweep wasn't a problem. So this is something I've been putting off for like 7 years. It's getting to be winter time, and I'm tired of walking in this house because when it gets wet out there, I track in dirt and mud. So I did all this just to get that mat right. And then we ordered new blinds, shutters. So I didn't want to put these shutters on right here. There's going to be some shutters on there. I didn't want to put shutters on there until I fixed the door, because I would have had to put them on, take them off, or break them in the meantime. Okay, I got a door in my office. It's been bugging me for years. I'll show you why. When I try to open the door, it's dragging on the weather stripping is dragging on the mat. If I put that mat in, it just folds it up. Somehow I got to raise this door up, but not leave a hole underneath. And then on the outside of this screen door, that sweep is all ripped, and I got a weird gap. It's too big, and you can see the weather stripping on the back of the door is ripped, and that threshold is screwed into the bottom of the jamb that I just kicked. I gotta take this whole door out. I mean, that's the easiest way. I think I gotta cut that. I gotta raise that threshold up like a quarter to a half inch. Cut the bottom of the door a half inch. And it's like a steel door, aluminum door. So the only way to do this, and pull the screws out of the screen door is holding with this frame, and pull the trim off the outside and the inside. There is no easy way to do this. I've been thinking about it. I just got to do it. There is no easy way to do this, so I pull all the trim off. Dragonfly just landed on my arm. Pull all the trim off on the inside and the out. Now I got to cut through here with a Sawzall, cut all these nails out. I got to get this jamb out of here so I can get to the bottom. I need to cut off like a half inch off of there, and then put it back together. Yeah, I can't really video this. It's too hard for me. And this stuff's simple to me, so I don't even make videos. But anyway, I just cut a half inch off the bottom of the door. With a skill saw, just a regular framing blade. So now I'm gonna go put this door, I don't wanna make too many trips. I'll take this door and put it in the back where I'm working, and then bring the jamb out here and cut a half inch off of that. Okay, so now I'm gonna use the Sawzall. I took the trim off on both sides, so I can cut right through here all the way around and get all the nails off. Then I can just pull this whole thing out, take it over to my sawhorses, fix it, and just bring it back. Okay, I cut all the screws off. We'll see if it comes out. Screws and nails. Okay, let me take it out. Okay, I got it out. See, the threshold comes out with it because it's screwed into the bottom. That's why I had to take this whole damn thing apart. And then I got whatever I cut off, I have to add on to here. Okay, so the bottom of this threshold is held in by 2 screws. That side and this side. I believe. Yeah, because that piece of wood is in the threshold. So before I take this all the way off, you see where that's cut? So I got to take a 1/2 inch off everything. So I got to make this a 1/2 inch shorter and this a 1/2 inch shorter. Both sides. So I just need to pop this stuff out, which is pushed into a slot. Just to get out of my way. That's like tape down there. Or it's broke. Anyway, cut this. Worry about that later. Okay, I cut it off with a grinder. So now I just take that and screw it back in the way it was before I started. I cut a 1/2 inch off. Like I said, on both parts, if that makes sense. Yeah, one thing more I should mention. So those are the holes that it was mounted to the door jamb. But I don't want to take a chance of hitting the same hole and it's loose. So you just get any kind of wood, cut a piece off. Just jam it in there as far as you can and then just break it off. So that's pretty good right there. That's pretty good right there. I'm not going to use this hole here, but I'll just stick a piece in there. That's how you fill holes in wood. That's the best way. I got the door in. The best way to get nails out of the trim, if you know what I'm talking about. So you pull the trim off and there's nails sticking out of the back. Don't try to pull them. Just cut them off with a grinder. Just like that. Then you can buy shims. It was gonna rain, so I had to hurry up. So all I gotta do now is put some shims in. The door is good right now. And put the trim on the inside and the outside. And then have to work on that later. Okay. Remember, I used to do this every day. Not every day, but all the time. When you put a door in, there's a kind of a secret to it. We're trying to phone this way. Before you put the door in, you put the door jamb in. Then just put like 2 nails, 2 nails, 2 nails, 2 nails, 2 nails, you know, finish nails. Then you can move the door around with a pry bar or a shim. Then put the door in. Adjust the door gaps, if you can follow that, and make sure you adjust the latch with, and you start doing that with shims. So for instance, right here, well, get this right first, and then just shim it to get the gap. And like I say, with the nails, you can move the whole door until you get it right. Now here, the hinge is a little bent. So I just put a couple shims behind the hinge. Again, I'm trying to keep the same gap. And then here, again, trying to keep the same gap. I had to open this jamb up right here, spread those pieces of wood, and put a little shim in there. And now it's all done. Just gotta put the trim back on. Door works perfect. Better than it did before. And all that just so I can fix this door sweep thing, which I was talking about at the very beginning. And the way to cut these shims off, by the way, because I used to struggle with this when I first started doing it. Now this is old. You can get them real cheap now. But just get one of these type of cutoff saws. I don't even know what they call them now. This is called a multi-master. It just kind of vibrates. It goes bzzz, and it cuts the shimmer off. Trying to do it with a hand saw, is just a bitch. So again, it's got like this kind of blade. I think nowadays I don't know, they got them a lot better and a lot cheaper. This thing costs like $400. Back when $400 is like $1,000. So anyway, when I was young, they didn't have a tool like this. So we had to try to cull these shims with a handsaw or a chisel. It took forever. It's one of the greatest tools for doing things like this. And for doing trim work, you need 2 different nail guns. That's really all you really need for trim work. This Senko shoots like 2.5-inch nails, and this little pin nailer shoots real short nails. These 2 tools are like the world's greatest tools for finish work. Okay, I got the door in. I'm out of gas. Just got to do the screen tomorrow. And I'll show you the sweep inside. It finally works after 7 years. Okay, all that just for this. Just barely rubbing it. I raised it up 1/2 inch. It's 2 days later. Now I got to fit the screen in here. Since I cut the bottom of that door jamb, I raised up the threshold. Now this door has to be readjusted. Luckily, I just found out I could take this piece out the bottom, which was wasted anyway. So now I'm trying to, I put some shims down there, trying to get this thing as best as I can square. And then this screws in like that. To the trim. So I'm trying to hold the door up, adjust it, level it, screw it all at once by myself. I can do it, it's a pisser offer. I also had to fix this door. There was an air gap underneath. So that door was easier. I just took that door and cut it off. Because that door is sitting up higher, the door sill. So I just finished that one. Okay, I got this screw. This is the one I started with. I got this one on. I just got to put a door sweep on the outside and those 2 pieces that go on the right side and left and the top.